I'm doing this video as a response to a question that I got yesterday on one of my posts. And that question was, how do you activate an online sexual conversation with someone if the two of you have never done this before? This question came from a man, and it came from somebody that I knew 8 years back. So he's been following my work, and he was really curious what to do right now. So I just answered to him, well, that's how you activate it. You basically ask the person directly and they can say yes or no. And then I told him, I'll do a video about this. So he replied back with something else. And he said, feel free to try on me anything that you want to do or speak about in that video. So I said, okay, fine, I'm game. I always like a direct approach, and if it's somebody that I know and I trust and I feel safe with, absolutely. So I did the erotic voice practice that I usually do with the women in my community, either in events or in individual sessions. I don't do it with men because it's really, really powerful, and the chance that things go astray is pretty big. So I don't want to risk that in my work. But in this case, I knew the person, it wasn't coaching, it was safe for me to do it, and it was also needed. So here's what it was all about, and at the end of it, here's what it did for us. First of all, we spent an hour and 1 minute in the conversation, and we basically went through 4 stages. Stage number 1, deep breaths with deep exhales, and also activating our voices, so making sounds. The second stage, we used affirmations from a Hawaiian meditation, which is called Ho'oponopono. And those affirmations are usually said towards the self. And they are essentially, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. Now, these can seem pretty strange to many people. They weren't strange to either one of us. Stage number 3, we started saying affirmations to our bodies, whatever we appreciated, we liked, in the terms of, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. And we gave reasons to say we're sorry, to ask for forgiveness, or to say that we love our bodies. And yes, we were uttering out loud these, we were sharing, everybody else, the other person could hear what we were saying. The space was safe for us to do that. In the third stage, fourth stage, we started saying what we liked, appreciated, honored in the other person. So we started having a mutual conversation. And by the end of it, we simply took some minutes, I'm not sure how many because I didn't time each stage, to simply be present with whatever came up for us. And it was pretty powerful. What it did for each one of us, in his case, he said that first of all, he appreciated the breaths. He doesn't do that usually. He then appreciated the very beautiful words that he uttered towards his body. And the third thing, which was kind of new for him, he said that his mind stopped pretty much during that 1 hour. And it's not something usual because he's pretty much thinking all the time. He's very much in his mind. I said, hey, that's a step forward. That must be your guide to your meditation from now on. For me, what it did, first of all, it shifted my internal state. I've been having a tough time with the situation nowadays. Even though I've been doing my practices, it's still kind of rough. And that practice and that experiment and that experience that I did with this guy friend of mine really helped me shift my internal state. I was at peace. I was like a baby. The second thing, I got concrete and real-time awareness of when I zone out of my body and how I do that, and when I come back in, present in my body, and how I do that. And the third thing, which was kind of new to me also. I described exactly how I felt my my changed state. And if you're in any way familiar to this, states are not something that you can see or you can pick up on. You can just feel by yourself, and then you have a tough time most times to explain to the other person. Now, I managed to use visual and sensory hooks to explain what I was feeling, and that was pretty new also. So afterwards, I slept like a baby. Today, I've had really high spirits and I've been doing work. I got some inspiration for my upcoming classes. I have 2 of them. And yeah, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this. I really, really enjoyed this. He did too. And I'm sharing this after I got his okay. So he knows everything that I'm saying here. He gave me the green light. And from me, I want to encourage you guys and gals to try this with somebody that you know, somebody that maybe you have attraction for also, or somebody that you trust, because this is vulnerable. I mean, if you go back and you listen to the stages, and I'll try to put them in the description also, you will see that you can't really do this with just a stranger or somebody that you just met. I mean, for most people, if you really go in the vulnerability, it's not easy to do that with just anyone. But it works. So that's it. This is my answer. This was my experiment. And I hope that this energy will pay forward. And I hope that you get inspired to do this, to get yourself high and turned on, aroused, happy, vibrant, anything, get yourself moving. And I'll see you in future posts. Bye.